I think both of you are great examples to talk to. And Laura, you have your own children to talk to this about how, Laura, you first, to maintain the discipline because you were disrupted. I know athletes around the world, athletes, I think, Katie, you were telling me, swimmers in Europe couldn't even leave their apartments or their flats or their housing for months because of the severity of the lockdowns in their countries. So for the two of you, and Laura first, how did you maintain the discipline to run your life and maintain some semblance of the training you need?
Well, some days were better than others. I'll just put it that way. Because I have four children, between four and well, it was eight then. And so we had to homeschool also all of a sudden, and then the homeschooling was interesting because it's not like a traditional homeschooling. It was teachers who teach in the classroom trying to throw together homeschooling. So that was hard to figure out. The kids not seeing their friends, getting upset. So having to battle that, then trying to work out of the house and trying to train was interesting. I borrowed some mats from our gym and I was flipping in the backyard or in the garage when it was raining, trying not to hit my ceiling. And we had daily Zoom meetings with our team. And so our coaches would call out like what we were doing, and we would be doing like little hit workouts or something, which is, divers are not cardiovascular athletes. So it was really, really challenging for a lot of us as cross training, but we would do some technique stuff. We would study video together. And that was actually really cool. It was some sort of like sense of stability, I guess, just hearing your coach in your ear at least, and kind of, walking through that together. I think that really meant a lot to me. And it was cool, as annoying as it was at the beginning to have my kids crawling all over me and in my space as I was trying to work out. Cause usually I'm like, leave mommy alone. I got to do this. I'm in my zone. Like I need my space. But I couldn't get away from them. And so finally I just kind of chilled out and I let them work out with me when they wanted to, or climb all over me as I was working out. And it was really cool because I wasn't just like, okay, bye, I'll see you later in 3 hours. I'm going to go do my thing. They actually saw what it took, and they would see that I would be red and dripping wet with sweat as they're sitting there playing Legos, like watching me, or they would try to do a set of something with me and they would just die out like halfway through. And so I think they started to understand that mommy is doing this every day, a couple times a day, the discipline, you have to work hard for these things that you want. And it opened up a lot of really cool conversations. So, what was frustrating at first turned out to be really special.
And that's a great point. I will come back to that, but let me get Katie. How did you stay in your zone?
Yeah, I tried to just stay focused on my goals, and I was lucky to have a teammate, Simone Manuel, who stayed in the area as well. And so we were able to train in the backyard pool together, socially distanced. And also it was just great to have her around because we were going through the same thing, and we sort of have the same mindset and approach to our sport. Just we're going to do whatever it takes to be the best and put in the work that we know is necessary to reach our goals. And so it was really nice to have her to rely on and just talk to, and just know that somebody else is going through this. I think the swimming community came together very well, and I've tried to stay in touch with my family and my friends and my teammates, and it was definitely tough at first, and there have been ups and downs, but I've settled into a good rhythm. I'm back in my normal training facilities, so that's been great and helpful. And I feel like I've adjusted, and I feel like I'm still very focused for this next year, and I'm excited about it. Excited about the challenge, just kind of approaching it as a new challenge.